Joey Foster, the Formula Ford Festival and Waterhays Trophy winner, that starts on pole position for this race. Alongside him is Rory Smith, the festival winner from last season. And he is in the Medina that starts alongside Foster. On the second row is Max Esterson in the Ray and Chris Middlehurst Van Diemen. Chris Middlehurst, the winner of the last round of the championship, which was for the David Leslie Memorial Trophy at Knock Hill. The opening 3 races were at Donington Park. And it was Rory Smith that won the first of those there, who's on the front row today. On the third row, Tom Mills and Alex Walker, the 2 Kevin Mills Spectrums. Alex Walker, the championship leader. On the fourth row, you've got Lucas Romanek and Carter Williams. On row 5, Colin Queen and Jamie Sharp. And you can look through that grid now on your screen. So Foster and Smith, as I said, on row 1. Esterson and Middlehurst on row 2. Mills and Walker on row 3. Romanek and Carter Williams on row 4. And then if we move to row 5, it will be Colin Queen and Jamie Sharp. On row 6, Morgan Quinn and Megan Gilks. On row 7, Andre Lafond and Ben Tinkler. And on row 8, Jamie Vinyl Mayer and Benjamin Cochrane. So 16 cars to take to the circuit for our first race of the BRSCC weekend here at Silverstone. I think it's one of the smaller grids of the weekend. We've got capacity grids in 3 of the categories racing this weekend. So some plenty of racing for you to look forward to over the BRSCC live streaming pages over on YouTube and Facebook. Do share them with your friends. We're about to get there, and this race underway. 15 minutes for the National Formula Ford Championship is go. And who's made the best start? Joey Foster. The pole cars here at Silverstone start on the left-hand side of the circuit, the right-hand side of your screen. It's Foster that leads. Max Esterson's got a better start than Rory Smith, so it looked like he went second as the cars flow their way out of Cops Corner and down towards the Maggots and Beckett's complex. And as they get down to Beckett's, it should be Foster that lead, but he's got Max Esterson coming down the inside of him, and I think Esterton's got the lead there, so he started third, but Max Esterson now leads the motor race. So a great start from the Ray driver, the low density racing car, then leads the way. They head down the Wellington Straight, but this is where all the slipstreaming begins. So the leader heading out of Beckett won't necessarily lead into this next corner at Brooklands, and to the outside, Joey Foster trying to go around the outside of him, but I don't think he managed it. So Max Esterson, after that great start, has taken the lead of the race, and as they head down towards Luffield, but it's one long line of Formula Ford 1600s as they exit Luffield to complete the first lap of the race then. But there's a challenge for the lead, so Foster to the inside as they come through Woodcote Corner and complete the lap. And as they come up across the line, then it is Joey Foster just nosing ahead of Max Esterson on the inside line, and trying to follow him through is Rory Smith. And battles in the background here. 62, that's Colin Queen, and 88, there is Morgan Quinn. So they were battling over 10th and 11th positions, but there's a spin in the background and one car in the gravel. But back to the leaders, it's Foster that leads. It's Esterson in a second position as they turn their way then into Beckett's. So Rory Smith then was third, fourth Chris Middlehurst, fifth Alex Walker, the championship lead at the end of lap 1. The cars then head down the Wellington Straight. It's Foster that leads for now, but to the outside comes Max Esterson. On the inside you see Chris Middlehurst trying to get the better of Rory Smith, and they run side by side. It's Foster that's taken the lead here then. In second place is Esterson. Third round the outside at Luffield. This will be a good move if Chris Middlehurst can make it. Let's see as they exit the corner. Rory Smith is alongside him, and Alex Walker's trying to buy into this as well, who passed his teammate Tom Mills at the start of the race. So they complete 2 laps now then. Joey Foster defends down towards Cops Corner as Max Esterson trying to get alongside him, can't manage it. In third is Middlehurst now. Fourth is Walker, so Rory Smith has lost out here. He's was fifth across the line, but I think he might have lost more positions by the time they got to Cops Corner. So they come now into Beckett. It's side by side. Chris Middlehurst going for the lead now round the outside. So he's passed Esterson for second. He's going to try and get Joey Foster too. So it's a great drive from Chris Middlehurst, who is down in fifth in the championship, but he was the winner last time out at Knock Hill, and around the outside he's passed both of them there. So that's a great move from Chris Middlehurst to take the lead in the Van Diemen, the Team Dolan run car. To the inside you've got the Spectrum, so that's Alex Walker now. He was fifth at the beginning of the previous lap, and now he's third behind Max Esterson. The erstwhile leader Joey Foster, he's dropped down to at least fourth position now. So as we expect here at Silverstone, plenty of action in Formula Ford 1600 racing. Got something like 10 cars in the leading group as they come through Woodcote Corner then. The two cars that spun earlier, by the way, were Jamie Vinyl Mayer and 33, which was Benjamin Cochran, but they both got back going there much further down the order now, though. Chris Middlehurst turns into Cops Corner on lap 4 of this 15-minute race. There's Rory Smith right on the gearbox, a 21 Tom Mills. It was Jamie Sharp even, the team car, I think. So Jamie Sharp in 8th position was the one challenging there as they come down towards Beckett's then. Once again, the 14 runners without problems are separated by just 4 seconds after 3 laps, and the leaders head on to the Wellington Straight with Chris Middlehurst, who's now led for about a lap without being passed, but that might change by the time they get to Brooklands. So down the Wellington Straight, the top 3 fan out there. Middlehurst on the inside defence. Esterson under pressure from Alex Walker, who tried to get down the inside of him. He can't do it. So Alex Walker, the former British Formula 4 driver who slipped into Formula 4 1600 last year, didn't get particularly great results last season, but he's been a 3-time winner so far this season. So I think the order stayed pretty much the same on this lap, with Chris Middlehurst leading, Max Esterson, who's right on his gearbox as they come out of Woodcote Corner. Middlehurst defends to the inside line, and then weaves back to the left-hand side of the circuit, and it's Alex Walker goes down the inside into Cops Corner to grab second place away from Max Esterson there. So Alex Walker, remember, started 6th on the grid. He's up into 2nd now, so this has been a really good drive from him in the early stages of this race. We're on to lap 5 now, a third of the way into the race. So new leader is Esterson, second is Walker, I should say, and then it's Middlehurst in 2nd place. Let's check that as they get down towards Brooklands Corner then, because they're changing almost corner by corner. This race is Middlehurst that leads still then, so he stayed ahead of the spectrum there on that lap of Alex Walker, and one of them, there's a spin. Who's that? Is it Joey Foster? No, Jamie Sharp maybe. There was a spinner anyway through Brooklands Corner, hard to tell who it was, but the car that was in 6th position looks to have spun out of contention at Brooklands. Anyway, here are the leaders across the line to complete 5 laps, and it's Middlehurst that continues to head the way, but Alex Walker again tries to come down the inside. He can't do it though. Max Esterson has a great view of their battle. It was Jamie Sharp that spun then. He was 8th across the line after 4 laps. I think it was 6th by Brooklands, but then spun out of contention. Another driver that's raced in Formula 4 before. Here comes Walker again to the outside, this time through Beckett's, and this is how Middlehurst got the lead a few laps ago. And it looks like Alex Walker might have done it himself this time as they come out of Beckett's corner. They're still pretty much side by side as they now work their way underneath the bridge, and I think he's held on, has Chris Middlehurst here. He had, so he got a good exit, but now Rory Smith to the inside. Max Esterson comes around the outside of everybody. He was 3rd down the straight. He's now 2nd, so he has passed Alex Walker then in all of that. So Alex Walker, who looked like he was going to get the lead, has lost a place. He's down to 3rd. Out of Luffield they come then. It's 5 for the lead now after Jamie Sharp's spin has somewhat spread them out behind. So it's 5 very much in contention for this race still. Chris Middlehurst defending down towards Cops Corner, and he weaves back to the racing line, and now it's Alex Walker comes back past into 2nd place, back past Max Esterson, who made that good move at Brooklands earlier. Rory Smith is 4th, 5th is Joey Foster, and those 5 cars separated by 7/10 of a second after 6 laps of racing. Then there's a gap as Alex Walker again goes for the lead down the inside into Beckett's on the inside of Chris Middlehurst, and he's got into the lead. Is he going to be able to hang on to it this time though? Because the last couple of occasions Middlehurst has made his way back through. So lots of different types of Formula Ford at the front here. We've got the Spectrum, the Van Diemen and the Ray in the first 3 positions, and it's a Spectrum that finally takes the lead. You've got the Firmin there on the outside line, a Joey Foster that goes sideways, and you've got Rory Smith in there as well. Rory Smith driving the Medina. So you've got 5 different chassis that are in the first 5 positions, battling for the lead in the Avon Tyres National Formula 4 Championship here at Silverstone, the home of British Motorsport, the home of the Waterhays Trophy that takes place at the end of the year every time. And it's Joey Foster in the middle of this group, who's been a multiple winner of that event, but is 3rd at the moment here. Alex Walker, the driver that leads the way, is the championship leader in this championship after 5 races. He's also got the fastest lap in this race, 61.523, 4 seconds quicker than qualifying. So you can see it was damp earlier, now dry, and it's very, very competitive in these conditions. So 5 for the lead. In 6th position behind is Lucas Romanek. 7th is Tom Mills. 8th is Colin Queen. 9th is Carter Williams. 10th is Morgan Quinn. Just to give you an idea what's happening behind, but it's all about the battle for the lead. Joey Foster again comes round the outside. This time he's trying to get second away from Chris Middlehurst. He's very sideways again is Foster, and he can't quite make it there, but that gives him the inside line for Luffield. He's alongside of Middlehurst, who's led a lot of this race. Joey Foster, remember, started from pole, hasn't led very much of it at all, but he's got himself back into second position. And Chris Middlehurst may lose more places here, because up the inside of him is both Max Esterson and Rory Smith. So Middlehurst, who led a couple of laps ago, I think is at the back of the lead in 5. No, he's not, because he's held on actually. He's held on to 3rd ahead of Esterson and Smith. Rory Smith, the Formula Ford Festival winner from last season, and the first round of this championship winner as well at Donington Park a month or so ago. But it's Alex Walker then, turns his way out of Beckett's corner as the leader. We said the Spectrums would be good round here. They're very slippery through the air with a pointy nose. The Australian chassis manufacturer, the Spectrum, were owned by Kevin Mills Racing in the UK, and it is Alex Walker that leads. Joey Foster now goes for second up the inside of Chris Middlehurst. Is this going to keep him in front? It does. Max Esterson 4th under pressure from Rory Smith, who was trying to come down the inside of him, and he couldn't do that. So it's the Kevin Mills car that leads the Don Hardman run machine, then Team Dolan, then you've got the Low Dempsey Ray, and then the BM Racing Medina at the back. So the 5 cars, all different chassis, all run by different teams, but absolutely inseparable around this Silverstone National Circuit. We've completed 9 laps of the race now. We should get 15 in the 15-minute race. There's still plenty of time for things to be sorted out, and it's Alex Walker that turns his way into Beckett as the leader still. Max Esterson gets up the inside of Joey Foster and tags him, so Joey Foster spins out of contention. I think was that Rory Smith that had to take avoiding action there too. Joey Foster refires the car. Is it damaged? Possibly. He's taken to the that's the grass to get back onto the circuit, of course. So who's that left out front? Well, Alex Walker and Chris Middlehurst. They didn't really know anything about what was happening behind them, so they're still there. Esterson, who tagged Foster, is there too, but a bit further back. So it's really 2 now in contention here. Alex Walker and Chris Middlehurst as they exit Luffield Corner, about to complete 10 laps of racing, and they're just about in that order still. Then it's a battle of 4th, which is now headed by Carter Williams, who was 8, so he's really done well out of all that. There you see Rory Smith, so he's dropped right back after he had to take avoiding action. And for the lead, Chris Middlehurst tried to come round the outside of Alex Walker into Cops Corner. Don't think he could quite make it work then. Williams 4th, 5th is Tom Mills, so they both gained big time. 6th is Colin Queen, 7th Lucas Romanek, 8th Morgan Quinn, 9th Megan Gilks, and 10th Rory Smith. Here are the leaders as they turn their way through Beckett's again. The 11th time they turn their way out of there and onto the Wellington straight then, and Max Esterson's back with the top 2 now, so he's used the toe to get back with them. Joey Foster has recovered 2, by the way. He's in 13th place. They turn their way into Brooklands. No moves for the lead there, but as Middlehurst look to the outside, that's given Max Esterson a chance. They're side by side as they turn their way through Luffield Corner. Absolutely wheel to wheel between the Van Diemen and the Ray, 2 very accomplished Formula Ford manufacturers, as they come now out of Woodcote and across the line, complete 11 laps. It should be 4 to go now, and Middlehurst to the outside of Walker, can't go through, so it stays as it is as they go through Cops Corner with Max Esterson there in 3rd. They're a couple of seconds ahead of the rest. One of them's gone out wide. That's one of the Low Dempsey cars that's lost out. That could have been Colin Queen, a number of the drivers that have come over from the United States of America for this season to race in the Avon Tyres National Formula Ford Championship here in the UK. And there's another one. That's Carter Williams, who's had an off the Oldfield Motorsport car that was in 6th. He was 4th not that long ago, but now he's near the back. Side by side for the lead once again. It's a pretty common feature of this race, which is great to see, but again it's good defensive driving from Alex Walker to stay in front. The second group you can see are headed by his teammates now in the Spectrums. The 21 car of Tom Mills ahead of the 23 of Lucas Romanek. Then you've got 88, which is Morgan Queen, and then another Spectrum. I think that's Megan Gilks, who's worked her way up the order as well. So across the line they go again, and it's side by side for the lead because Esterson's come past Middlehurst and is trying to get Walker too, but getting one place will be good enough for Max Esterson. He's up into second position then. Another of the drivers from the States is now into second and chasing after Alex Walker. Max Esterson is the driver that is second in the championship as well. So there is 21, so that's Tom Mills, who is the best of the rest in fourth position. But when we get to the end of this race, we very much could have a race to the line because the top three at the previous lap were separated by 1/10 of a second. Here comes Middlehurst back down the inside of Esterson, but he breaks later and he goes around the outside of the leader. So can Max Esterson, who I don't think has led this race yet, grab the lead into Luffield Corner? No, he can't. So Alex Walker, who's led a lot of the second half of this motor race, is the leader now as they complete 13 laps once they've exited Woodcote Corner. So 2 laps to go. There is Chris Middlehurst and the Van Diemen chasing the Ray. They both go to the left-hand side of the circuit to try and get themselves ahead of the spectrum here. But again, Esterson, well, this time actually goes for it right round the outside of Copse Corner. What a move that is then. Has he managed to grab the lead? I'm not sure. Chris Middlehurst alongside both of them. He got the best run through Copse Corner. He had 2 wheels on the grass. And is it the pass on the grass to take the lead down into Beckett's? No, it's not. But Alex Walker might have dropped a third. Esterson is the leader then. So an important time in this race. But do you want to lead on to the last lap? Well, that's quite a large question, you'd have to think. We've got 3 of these Formula Ford races over the weekend, 2 more tomorrow to look forward to. So fully exciting stuff from the National Formula Ford Championship. And it's Max Esterson that leads then into the left-hander at Brooklands, being chased by Chris Middlehurst and Alex Walker. Walker, who won twice at Donington, once at Knock Hill. Middlehurst was a winner at Knock Hill. Max Esterson yet to win, but he did get a second in the opening race at Donington and was on the podium in 3 further races, but he hasn't won a race yet. He did do some races last year, again didn't win then, so could Max Esterson win for the first time in the UK? He won out in the States, but the much more competitive field here in the UK has been a challenge for him behind Alex Walker, back to the inside of Chris Middlehurst, couldn't make it work. So it is Esterson perhaps with a slightly bigger gap now as they come down into Mackett's and then the hard break into Beckett's. It's almost side by side for second, but although it's only about a car length, I think that's the biggest lead anybody's had all race. Is that enough to not be towed past on the run down towards Brooklands? We're about to see this is the final lap of the race, and it's Max Esterson then that leads. He's weaving about, trying to break the tow, but it's not going to work because Chris Middlehurst is right there now. He looks to the outside, he can't do it. Alex Walker breaks later than both of them and tries to come around the outside, but he's going to run out of road there. So it's Esterson versus Middlehurst into Luffield, and in true Silverstone type finish fashion, we've got a race to the line in Formula Ford action, and it's Max Esterson that leads, but can Chris Middlehurst tow his way ahead? I don't think he's close enough. So for the first time in the Avon Tyres National Formula Ford Championship, it's Max Esterson that wins round 6 of the championship by 1300ths of a second over Chris Middlehurst. Third was Alex Walker in the second group, which were starting to catch at the end. Tom Mills took 4th place. 5th was Lucas Romanek. A couple more of the Kevin Mills cars. Rory Smith recovered to 6th. That was a really good comeback by him. Morgan Quinn was 7th. Megan Gilks was 8th. Colin Queen, who had that moment late on, he was 9th, and Joey Foster recovered to 10th. More cars crossing the line in 11th position. We haven't really mentioned him too much, but another driver from the States, Andre Lafond, took 11th. 12th was the club class driver Ben Tinkler. 13th was Jamie Sharp, 14th was Carter Williams, and then a couple of cars that spun early
we do
on.
replay if you want it.
Are on, and they're coming across the line now. Jamie Vinelmeyer and Benjamin Cochran then. So 16 cars, they started the race and they all finished.
Great start to our BRSCC Mazda and Fun Cup race weekend with a great Avon Tyres National Formula Ford Championship. We're going to have a chat with our winners. Our race winner was Max Esterson. Max, just like to come over. Great start to the weekend for you. That was busy out there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty hectic. Just got a good start and went around outside of Rory in turn 1, I think, and then went for the lead into the next corner. I think I got it, but lost it back again. But yeah, just kind of waited in second and third most of the race, and then I knew with 3 or so minutes to go, I had to start pushing forward.
All right, fantastic. Well done. Second place was Chris Middlehurst. Chris, great move round the outside going into Beckett's. You weren't going to take that line down way after your Knock Hill success, but P2, you still got to be happy with that, mate.
Absolutely, yeah, good points for the championship. Quite a tough race really, but very fair racing, I must admit. Very clean. Obviously a little bit gutted not to get the win there, but Yeah, same with these guys. You know, we were swapping around, so it was anyone's race really, to be honest with you. Max took the win in the end there. I almost had him on the last lap, but you can pretty much defend, you know, the inside of Beckett's and Brooklands if you really want to, and prevent someone from getting past. But I tried to not defend the Beckett's, and then twice Walker went up the inside of me, just sent it up, which is obviously a good move. But I was trying to get a little bit of a gap, you know, run onto the straight. So I did what I could. But big thanks to Team Dolan for giving me a great car, and looking forward to race 2 and 3 tomorrow.
Excellent, well done, Chris. That's Chris Middlehurst in second place, and your winner was Alex Walker. Alex, if I can get you just pop your third, I beg your pardon. It's live, it has to happen. If I can get you just put your balaclava on or something just for the COVID protocols, if that's okay. It's all right. I'm bound to get the top 3 wrong at some point during the course of this weekend. Alex, still a great result for you. Like we said to Chris, it was hectic and busy out there, and the slipstream is key, isn't it?
Yeah, the tow was massive in that race. It was like a different formula. But yeah, starting 6th, anyway, I kind of had to get in at the start, and I came out, kind of picked them off one by one, and then got up to the lead. But once they're drafting and pushing each other down the straight, there's not an awful lot you can do. I mean, I'm going flat out, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one, starting 6th, so I think I start 3rd for the next one, so we'll see what happens then.
Well done, congratulations. There's your top 3 for the Avon Tyres National Formula 4 Championship.